11 September 2001 changed our lives in a way which we could not imagine. It startled the ripple which resulted in the tsunami that engulfed the world. Fear of the diasporic Islamic religion and subsequent creation and what John often refers to demonization of the other. Although Muslims have lived peacefully in many countries of the world, the events of 2001 have cast suspicion over the entire religion, resulting in the marginalization of their culture and religion. The events not only raised suspicion, but also drew attention to the difference between Muslims and the traditional Anglo-Christian cultures. Whilst the marginalisation of the Islamic religion is not always verbalised and anti-Muslim campaigns are condemned by Western and European governments, the laws they legislate suggest otherwise. These laws, which were reported in public forums such as newspapers, television reports, etc., resulted in what Henry Giroux refers to as public pedagogies, teaching the people that Islam is in some way inferior as they do not share the same views as our society, the dominant hegemonic society. Therefore, it is necessary for society to take a stand, subsequently mandating laws which would assimilate the Muslims. This public pedagogy, intended or not, has resulted in the creation of more animosity and negativity towards the Muslim community than any intentional teaching could ever do. Here are a few examples of how these countries have demonized the other. The United States, Switzerland, France, the United Kingdom, Poland, and finally Australia. Worldwide, we see various aspects of the Islamic religion being debated, questioned, and in some cases mandated. Is the banning of the Muslim garb really society's way of protecting women and upholding their human rights, as some have put it, or is it the way Australia and other countries deal with difference? Perhaps the garb signifies notions which are unsettling and threatening to some, such as loss of our national identity and consequently our individual identities. It may be confrontational as it is a public display of a belief that the hegemonic society disapproves of. In any case, we need to reflect on and address these notions if we are to demonize the other and assist minority groups in the projection of new identities which reposition themselves within society. The world was going about its business on 11 September 2001. I personally remember waking up for work and hearing America under attack on the radio. I put the television on and got my first glimpse of the event that would change the world and our lives in a way which we could not possibly imagine. Most of you are probably too young to remember this date, but your parents will have a very clear memory of this fateful day. I have some video footage here of the day which I would like for you to have a look at. So, what can you tell me about what we've just seen? Here we see the world's reaction. And finally, now I'd like to show you some news headlines. Through them, you can gain a glimpse of how the world sphere has impacted the Islamic culture and religion over the past 9 or so years. Each of you have a full copy of the article on your desk. Whilst you're looking at the articles, I want you to pay particular attention to the date. In France, we saw the expulsion of Muslim clerics and the banning of the hijab in 2004 and subsequent banning of the burqa in 2010, 9 years on from the attack of 11 September. In Switzerland, we saw the banning of minarets in 2009. Here, the government involved the public through a referendum which saw 57.7% of voters agree to outlaw the minaret. In 2010, the Swiss Broadcasting Corporation released an article where it outlines public concerns over the conversion of young Swiss people to Islam. What's more, the head of the Switzerland Migration Office, Alad Dubois-Raymond, suggests that the conversion of these young Swiss people to Islam as a threat to national security. What hidden messages do you think are in this statement? While the United States have not passed legislation to ban Islamic religious or cultural representation, and the government have publicly cast aside any notions of banning the burqa, the fallout and public interpretation of the government's anti-terrorism actions can be observed through behaviours of its non-Islamic citizens. These behaviours include children being bullied, violence, and harassment. In the United Kingdom, more hate crime and discrimination in employment, and I would imagine other areas of life as well. And our homeland, Australia, has not been left unscathed. Whilst the Australian government stopped short of banning the Muslim garb, it would appear members of our community feel quite comfortable in voicing their opinions. So now, what do these headlines tell you? I don't want you to answer, but do you agree with what is happening around the world? If you do agree, I would like for you to think about why. And if you don't agree, I would also like for you to think about why. Now what I'd like for you to do is to jot down some of these thoughts on the note paper you have in front of you. Please don't put your names on the paper. Now, I want you to close your eyes and imagine this scenario. You're in a foreign country. You think the people are unfriendly and unwelcoming. They don't like what you're wearing, so they give you something else to put on, which is not something that you are used to wearing. And so you really don't like it for whatever reason. Maybe it doesn't fit you, maybe you don't like the colours, or maybe it's just plain ugly. You tell them you don't want to wear it, and you are happy with what you have on. They tell you that what you're wearing is unacceptable, and if you don't put on this clothing, you will be put in jail. Have a think about how you are feeling right now. What is your reaction to this ultimatum? I'd like for you to open your eyes now and write down all the emotions that you just felt. Fantastic. Now, does anybody want to share their thoughts with us? You don't have to share your thoughts if you don't want to. They're very personal and individual. But I would encourage you, if we could. There are no right or wrong thoughts. It's your individual perspective, and you're entitled to your perspective. All I ask really is that you always think about your perspective and how it impacts others. Religion is just one of many forms of difference which we will encounter in our community during our lifetime. Can anybody tell me of other forms of difference? For your homework today, I would like you to reflect on the quote you saw on the first slide by Bruce Barton, and jot down some ideas of what you think this quote means and how it relates to what we have talked about today. We can chat about this again tomorrow. Great work, everybody, and I'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.